Both of them are extremely dynamic people, but I'll talk about Chief Diggs real quick here and what he's trying to do. He's going into a new direction with the police force in taking data-driven policing, meaning that he believes that by putting together information, you can actually statistically figure out where you need to be, when you need to be there, and how you need to be there, and with who you need to be there with. And he believes that if he puts that together, because it has worked very well in other cities, that it can be very advantageous to us as a city in being able to increase our safety. He has what they call CompStat, which was actually used in New York, and it actually helped reduce the crime rate that was in New York, where he's actually implementing some of those issues right here in Toledo. He's talking about the actual being able to put in cameras that assist police officers in knowing what things are going on inside our city. Now, we've had some people that get upset over that idea of having cameras in your city, but I tell you, all you got to do is take a little ride in New York, okay? You can't look up on a pole without seeing a camera, so you might as well be smiling, because somebody's taking your picture, okay? It's honest God truth. Just go downtown, okay? But he's working hard to try to deal with the issues and using it in a way that is funding efficient, but also efficient to the public. And I think that if we're able to get the staffing to where it needs to be, it'll make his job a whole lot easier. He's had a task force that has been working very diligently since June that has been focused on taking guns off the street. This task force to date has taken 929 guns and booked into evidence another 82. So over 1,000 guns they've taken off the streets. Now, I don't think that most of those guns people had license for, okay? So that's a pretty good attack on a system that is really not our problem, but it is our problem. We have to figure out how to deal with it. Because where are these guns coming from? Where are they getting them from? But the chief is trying to be very proactive on that. And he's also reaching out to other federal and state agencies to be able to assist him in being able to help with those types of issues. And so I salute his efforts on that. Then we have Chief Santiago, who was actually one of the linchpins in being able to put together the Ottawa Hills deal. He's got a lot of knowledge in the fire service. And he has actually worked very closely with Mayor Gilmore and the staff there to make sure that we are meeting the needs of Ottawa Hills as well as the City of Toledo. In addition, we are in the process of being able to build a new fire station on the east side, which will actually be strategically located to a point to where it will not only benefit the refineries on that side of the town, also the casinos, and most of all, the east side citizens that we have over there. The east side is actually the part of the city that is really starting to pop. You got the Marina District, you got the casinos, you got a new fire station. There are things that are starting to happen on the east side. And no, Mike Craig, we're not done yet, but there are other things that we need to be able to do. But it is actually starting to become a part of a movement to be able to make things more efficient in that area. Well, let me talk a little bit about the CIP budget. We've had people complaining, and maybe you have yourself, maybe you whisper my name under your breath when your car hits a pothole, and it probably isn't used in a very proper way, but especially if there are kids in the car. But let me tell you this. This is what happened, and just so you understand. Back in 2010, we went to our taxpayers and we asked them for the ability to move money over from our capital improvements to our general fund. The reason for that was that we wanted to be able to make sure that we could take care of the safety-related issues that they had without laying people off. So the constituents went to the election and went and voted. And when they got done, they agreed to doing that. Well, when we shifted the money over from the capital improvements to the general fund and allowed for the successful growth of our fire and police departments, that left a deficit over here. But we had agreed that we were going to have a deficit over there, that we would not be able to do some of these things because we were still trying to recover from this multi-million-dollar deficit that we had. But people forget, they got short memories, okay? We got this taken care of, but now you got this problem, Mayor. Why aren't you doing anything over here? Well, actually we were, but because there is such a large infrastructure-related issue, people weren't really noticing it. Last year, we actually filled 68,000 potholes. 68,000 potholes. We actually repaired 44 cracked streets, 44 miles of cracked streets. But if you talk to a regular person out there, that still wasn't enough. So in the first year, because of the need to be able to switch the budget over to maintain personnel issues, we had $7.7 million that we were able to allocate towards streets, which is not a whole lot for a city the size of Toledo. Last year we only had 7.5. But what I'm happy to report to you this year is that it is the intent of the administration to be able to put about $28 million in street repairs in the city of Toledo this year, and about $31 million of street repairs next year. So, now how are we able to do that? Because through the efforts of the administration and council, we have been able to get some of the debt that we had on the books off the books, which allows for us to leverage our ability to borrow in a direction that does not require for us to do anything but maintain basically the same rate that we have right now. Because we've been able to do certain things like sell the garages, we were able to get rid of some other related issues. The garbage trucks were a problem, and we were able to actually sell that to the company that took them over. You know, and when we take those notes off the book, which is the same thing that you all do as a business, we're able to now leverage loans that will allow for us to actually borrow and be able to fix and spend it on the things people want. The things that we're hearing that people want are they want their streets repaired, and so we're attempting to do that. By doing this, we're being extremely conservative. We're not mortgaging away our lifestyle for the next 10 or 15 years. We'll still be at the same exact standard that we're at now. But we're actually now being able to spend it on the things that people really want as compared to something that they might have thought that they wanted. Farther, when we talk about our youth, we got to get them involved. And one of the things that we plan on doing this year is being able to take this $28 million that we have and the 31 next year, as well as the 36 that we're going to use for portions of the water and sewer way initiative, and be able to bring in 18 to 25-year-olds so that we can get them actually involved with working. The idea or the concept of being able to learn a skill so that they can actually get involved and be able to change their own city. So we're already sitting back talking to the contractors and saying, okay, how do you help us help these kids that are in our community so that we can get them off the streets and we can get them to do some things that are very positive that could probably affect in a very positive way their lives in the future. And you know, they've been very receptive to it. There are actually apprenticeship programs that will allow for kids to be able to do exactly what we're trying to get them to do so that they have the skills, because a lot of us are getting old. And so we need to be able to have replacements that we can put in place. So by taking this $28 million and this $31 million and this $36 million that we'll be able to do with the water initiative and being able to put it toward not only helping people who work in our community, but also helping our young adults gain a skill, we believe that we're going to be moving in a positive direction. Another issue that we're trying to do is that you've heard a lot about recreation. And there are council members over here that are very focused on that issue, as I am also. And we're trying to come up with creative ways to do that. And right now, one of the creative ways we have is being able to take our red light cameras that we're proposing and being able to take that money and funnel it into our recreation program. But what we also need is that we need people to start stepping up to be able to help us with what needs to happen. There are clubs out there, boys and girls clubs. There are a lot of other issues that we can get these kids involved with. Part of what we're dealing with is trying to get them active again. Part of it is trying to get them to believe that this is a good place to live, and it is. But we need to work together. And I appreciate the council members that have stepped up and really want to do something very positive to be able to help these kids out. Toledo is a great community. We have a lot of impressive things going on. You know, the activity downtown is just unbelievable. You know, one of the complaints we do occasionally get at the mayor's office that really, I sort of smile when I hear it, is somebody will get mad at me and say, Mayor, I came down on a Friday night or a Wednesday night. Let's do a Wednesday night. Came down on Wednesday night and I couldn't find a parking spot. I said, I'm so sorry about that. Okay? We got people who are starting to believe here, that believe that this can be something great. We need everybody to start standing up and moving in the right direction. For too long, Toledoans have come across as always negative about themselves. The people who are probably our biggest fans are the people who move in from the outside. And the people on the inside are the ones that are trying to run the ones that move in from the outside back out. Because they tell them, why are you living here? Okay? But I'm going to tell you what. This is an unbelievable city. Sure, we're a little rusty right now, and sure, we need to be able to polish ourselves up a little bit, but this city is ready. You know, the issues that are happening out at our university, not only with the educational portion of it, that is unbelievable, but the idea of what the student athletes are being able to do, and being able to bring the name of the city of Toledo nationally, places to where people are saying, well, I want to go to Toledo. I mean, all these things start to work for us, and I'm quite sure when you go out, hopefully you brag about your city or the area you live in, because I can tell you that I've gone to places that are much less appetizing than Toledo and had people just go crazy over their city. And people come here and they just go, this is unbelievable. Why aren't you guys talking about it? Well, you need to start talking about it. We got a great symphony here that played in New York and is going to play again in China. And it's great. So we got things that other people want to get a hold of. We just need to start believing. I'm going to tell you that it's been 2 years, and it hasn't been the easiest 2 years, but I guarantee you it's been extremely exciting. You know, it keeps your blood pressure up, you know. You're a little scared to go to sleep, fall asleep anywhere. You don't fall asleep in no chairs because you're not sure what might happen to you. But, but it is actually fun being the mayor of the city of Toledo. Because, see, deep down inside for me, I know that people here, they are probably more caring than most places. They really want to be able to turn their city around. They just need other people to stand up and be able to do what's right. So I appreciate being able to give my city to you all today. I appreciate it all. And hopefully, in the future, next year when I come back, we'll even have more to report on. But I tell you, this is a city on the move. We're going to do some great things. You just got to keep believing. Thank you very much.